All right. Just opening up the game still. It's a little slow for me. Give me a second to actually pull up the game. Today I feel like I want to not show the scores when we discuss. Try and keep things a little more neutral. Who was it? Here we are. Looking at Chaos Horned. Let me switch screens now. For that to pop up on the stream. There we go. I don't know why it's so finicky like that. You know, Bazik, we already did. We went through all of them. Every single Blood Bowl 3 replay on Rebel. We're just that efficient. Also, Bazik, I am definitely planning on doing some replay casting of the Dub Skull playoff games after I play my own. I think that'll be fun. A nice little section of VODs on that. See if anybody's... And, you know, that'll be pretty much anybody that wants to join in on those. We'll definitely be able to. Hey, Glava, how's it going, buddy? So we're watching from Outcast's point of view, and Outcast specifically requested advice on facing dodge-heavy teams when you have no tackle. So for a quick minute, I want to pause the replay. I don't think we have any college games, but if you think there's any worth looking at, we can. If you see one specifically. I didn't go looking for them, though, because I was a little busy. Had to start a little late already. But real quick, in general, I would say, going against a dodge-heavy team, there's a couple things you want to do. See. I like to target... If you're playing, like, against lizards, right? Sometimes you're just going to have to bite the bullet and roll extra dice against the dodge pieces to get rid of them, because they're the main threat. Because if you can go skink hunting well, just getting 3 dice is a good counter to not having tackle. If you're against, say, like Wood Elves and there's just everyone has dodge and you don't have tackle, developing more hits, so, you know, just rolling more block dice still works. But also fouling is a good alternative to having tackle. If you get something on the ground, foul it with the dirty player and a bribe. That's a good method. And beyond that, just hitting the pieces that don't have dodge, because 5 blodge players does not make up for not having a full team. Yes. 3 dice are good, actually. Taking more block dice, good, actually. Fouls, good, actually. In general, though, also just making sure you're not trying to win by basing. Like, don't just rely on basing to get you through. Don't just rely on the hits. Like, screen very well, and understand that if you base against a dodge-heavy team, they can dodge off and get 2 dives back on you. Yeah, I agree with that. Timer manipulation, but timer manipulation is kind of like a standard fare sort of thing, you know? Also, I don't hate chevrons, especially in the snow. It's pretty fun. Especially against lizards. Really, lizards are one of those matchups. I feel like setting up to deal with the bash or the agi both gets punished. Chevron's kind of that neutral ground. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Outcast. We just talked about the dodge stuff, but I can reiterate some points. To deal with dodge when you don't have tackle, make 3 dives, take more block hits, hit things that don't have defensive skills, because less players are easier to deal with. And fouling with bribes, fouling with dirty player, very good. Just get that numbers advantage somehow. And then, most importantly to me, save your rerolls, because you're going to need a reroll when you go for that 2-die hit, because rolling 4 dice without tackle is better than rolling 2 dice. Because, like, you know, on average, if somebody has blodge and you don't have tackle or wrestle, you need to roll a 6. So 4 dice to get 6 is decent odds, I think, because that's what? I'm not doing the math on that. Somebody else can do the math on that. I refuse. That's 5 over 6, 5 over 6 to the power of 4. That's a large number. Yeah, if you mark too many people with the Crocs, it gets dicey. I do think that marking more people with the Crocs and guard pieces nearby to protect it, very good. But especially against the Strength 5, you don't want to get it based on too much. Alright, time to murder the bot. Bam. Boom. I just really hate bots that are offering me followers. I already bought 100. How many do they think I need? I like taking your claw hits. Just getting hits on those vulnerable Sauruses, very good. Because just once you remove a couple Strength 4 players on a Lizard team, it gets really difficult for them. Because, especially if you remove a couple and they don't have any removed for you, you just reach a critical mass of strength advantage. That being said, I still like to remove skinks whenever given the chance, assuming they're easy. But in this game, I'd probably just be looking for 3 dies, especially with no tackle. And I probably just wouldn't hit the blodge unless there was, like, no better hit, including the Saurus. But, like, any of the naked skinks, hell yeah. Yep, 3 dies. And not just 3 dies, but making sure your push directions lead to more blocks. So, real quick, let's give just a quick example for people who may watch later and are less familiar. Let's say that you've got this Chaos Warrior here, this Beastman here, obviously, because it's here, and you have an enemy right here. Make sure you're taking a path that, like, comes up here, boom, and push into another 2 dice. So you're taking 4 dice off your blitz rather than just the 2. And that sort of thing's really good. And you can do a similar thing if you have a frenzy piece, pushing into more blocks and more blocks. Also, if you can ever just get surfs on blodge players, that's amazing. You know, it's really, really nice to get surfs. Yeah. It's a nice little quick drawing. Also, Glava, as a thing, I have stolen one of your games I wanted to look at for your vampire team. Not because I think I'm gonna correct you, but I just wanted to watch it on stream. Because I saw your team in the vampire Discord, and I was like, oh shit, that's a really cool vampire team. I need to see this in action. So I just picked out your most recent game. I don't even know which game, but they were all shit. So you know, I feel that. I feel that about my vampires as well. Oh, that's good. I like it. No, I'm honestly more expecting. I'm gonna watch your game and being like, wow, that's better than mine. Okay, great reroll. I don't hate that. You had four rerolls. You're taking the value reroll on your killer. I like that. It's a very good thing to do at this point in the game, especially when you're already like turn 3. Yeah. And obviously, like, if I see something that can improve, I can give you pointers, but I'm also not going to just offer unsolicited advice if you didn't want it, because I just wanted to watch your game. But yeah, taking that reroll with your killer on their killer, fantastic. I love it. I figured you'd say that, but I also wanted to give you the caveat of I wouldn't give you unsolicited advice without permission. Oh yeah, Glava, you can hop. Do you want to hop in the chat? You can cast some games with me tonight if you want to, if you're free. Or even just like if you want to hop in on your own game later. I know I gave you like that standing offer, but I want to reiterate, you got that standing offer. Just gotta let me know, my friend. All right. Just remind me when I get to it. Yeah, basing the Claw Goat is really bold. Because this could even just be a reverse blitz. But I doubt it. There's so many things to get done. Yeah. So I want to take a second and dissect what I would be doing here. So I like taking this hit, and that saves the blitz. This is sidestep, blodge, naked. This stand firm's really in the way. Huh. Yeah. Push skull, yeah. Pretty unfortunate. I don't know if you can get the ball yet this turn. There's just, you don't have the strength yet. Uh-oh. Because you wanted the block rather than the 2-die. Okay, that makes sense. Because it was block against no block. I understand. Yeah, I agree with that, actually. Okay, here, I would not have blitzed the skink. This is not where the problem area is this turn. And of all skinks to go for a hit on, this is not the one. This has blodge, and you, even though you got a 3-die, it was against the blodger. And it's also not the one in scoring range. Like, One-Eyed Joe would be a good one to hit. Or in this case, you could also just go for some sort of hit on the strength dudes. Because you got the ball pretty well protected. Save for you're a little blitzable. So I actually would have ignored the skinks this turn. Okay, I like that. Give him something to worry about. Okay, chain push off the ball. I like that. That's really good. And then blitz on the killer. Yeah. Very proficient turn from the Lizards. Earthquake is getting really good. It's very encouraging to see. And this Croxagore is in a really good spot now. Oh, that's sad. I'm not sure I would have taken a hit, honestly. Because you just want to tie up the warriors. Because that prevents a Saurus hit. And another Saurus hit, probably? Yeah, because I really like the vast majority of big guys, when you get them in a spot, you want to leave them there. If the Croxagore had block, I understand the hit a lot more. But there are certain, like, when ball is on the ground, I am way more likely to just leave my big guy. Hey, Eliev. How's it going, buddy? Exception being wild animal. You can always try to move a wild animal, because the worst thing that happens is that you keep your tackle zones in the spot you're at. Fine by me. Ooh! So 7 plus foul with a Russel piece. I don't hate that foul. Oh, and you have a bribe. Okay, yeah, that foul was just good. I like that foul. I don't think it's a bad foul without the bribe. I think if it had DP, it would have been, you know, I would always take it without a bribe, most likely. Yeah, moving off the Crocs would be good. Because you could, if you move off the Crocs... Okay, that's not going away. Yeah. So if you move off the Crocs, you can, like, cover this corner so skinks can't slink through the ball somehow. But I don't think that's a major concern. But getting it off the Crocs would have been good. Using one of these two squares to foul in. Oh, yeah. I could... It's really awkward with Chaos bringing in the dirty player or not on defense. I'm not knocking that at all. I do think that if you get a chance, you should be fouling skinks more than Saurus, unless it's just an immaculate Saurus foul. Because the skinks have Stunty, basically innate niggle. Very good on fouls. Okay. Finally goes down. Job. Okay. Like hitting the skink. Hitting skink good. Yeah, okay, you weren't very sure what to do on this turn? We'll go back then, real quick. You don't need to bring in this, like, Russel piece over here, because this is a 2-die regardless. So, if you want to make this a 3-die, you bring in a guard, but you don't have any free after you take this hit. If you were trying to get something out the ball, you could bring in an assist here, and then take a blitz from up on the top side. So, like, getting rid of this, boom. Using these two pieces is great. And then from there, if you want to hit this Saurus, you could go here, and then blitz from the top. And you could even scatter the ball if you wanted. I don't think you want to scatter the ball. You're happy with the ball on ground. That is a little wonky, though. Counterpoint. Instead of doing that, you can get a better push direction by hitting from here. And that still goes through no tackle zones. Boom. And there's one person on the ball, and you can try to pick up with, like, your warrior or something. Because if you pick up the ball, you're in a good spot. And that also means you want to save the skink hit for later. But really, this turn, you're just trying to maximize hits. And dice. And especially, Saurus is already out. Oop, sorry, my screen's going a little wild there. There is an Apo. And the thing about Lizards is that the team is so dependent on development that I don't know of Lizard players that aggressively Apo, unless they've got 2 Apos. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. You were getting a claw hit. That's fine too. That's fine too. But that being said, you should have waited for the assist until after you've taken the skink hit. Is that true? I think that's true. Okay, yeah, that was lucky. That was very lucky on your part, because that was going to be a chain push off and the skink picks up the ball, and you probably get scored on, I think. So, you know, you get bailed out by the quad skulls every now and again. It happens. But, you know, I've heard that it's like only really good coaches can come back from having a quad skull anywhere in their game. You know, like especially during playoffs in like a mirror match. You just gotta be such a good coach. Suck it, Glava. It was two in the same turn. That's quad skulls. Turn 1 of the game. What are you gonna do? Like, just getting absolutely diced. Okay. If you think about it, 2 dubs are the same odds as quad skulls. Yeah, it wasn't technically quad skulls, but it did burn the reroll, and I did get 2 sets of dubs on the same turn. Eliath, for most intents and purposes, it is the same thing. Okay, and that's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. No, Eliath, we're not talking about in this game. We're not talking about in this game. We're talking about mine and Glava's game in Dub Skulls playoffs. Yeah. Don't worry. You're not going crazy. You're not going crazy. Your understanding of the English language is intact and very proficient. This is actually really good use of your blitzers to get assists. I'm liking that. No. Eliath, your understanding of the English language is better than a lot of people's as their first language a lot of times. So no worries on that. Foul on the Blodgesaurus, I like that. I think I almost prefer the Foul on the Skink, though. Because that's a lower armor with a niggle. So I don't hate that foul, but I think I would have gone on after the Skink. Crocsap. I didn't even notice. That's a great name. I love that name. Instead of like WhatsApp, it's I don't even know what app's for. Seems like a default name. Oh. Perfect defense, pretty good. You did good at not overloading the line in case of perfect defense. I think in games where there's a very close strength difference, it's important not to overload the line of scrimmage, because perfect defense can really mess you up. Yeah, they're down to source. You can pretty much go man-to-man on the sources. I think a better way of looking at it is if you slot in a guard and another warrior on 2, that trades positively instead of evenly. So especially like right here, like it's the downside of going in a square is that you give up a chain push possibility. With so few players and you're protecting the side, if you put this here, this ties up this 2x2 very nicely. because then you take a hit here, and then here. Meanwhile, the sources have no block and only really get red dice. Unless they bring in, like, skinks and stuff to assist. And if they bring skinks and stuff to assist, you get hits on the skink. And I would very aggressively use this one right here. Oh, that's a good example of just, like, discovered hits. Like, this was technically a little cage to protect your killer, but the cage was based, even though it wasn't protecting a ball. So that's a good thing to look out for. And Earthquake did good at abusing it, too. Okay. I didn't hate that. I don't think that would have been my go-to play, though. I almost liked, No, that was fine. Freed up a player. It freed up your killer. You don't want your killer stuck. Going for a full cage. Gives up a lot of territory, but that's probably fine at the moment. You've got several turns to create an advantage. You've still got control over here. You've got a decent amount of control over here, actually. Taking a 1 die. Alright. Alright. And I think you're in a very dominant position. You don't have to rush. You don't have to worry. They're down 4 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they had a spare skink. That's not really a concern. They're down 2 Sorai. And they have 3 skinks on the field. Yeah, you're in a good spot. Keep hitting the skinks. The non-blodge skink. The blodge skink, just make sure it's screened off from the ball. It's kind of how I look at this situation. That being said, if you can't get a good 3 die on a skink, just go for a claw hit on a Saurus on 2 dice. Especially ones without block. I think whichever side you want to go down is free here. Why did you bring in an assist for that? Did you need an assist for that? I don't think you did. Oh, you're getting a 3 die. Oh, okay. With the claw for value. I like that. I like that. Then you can bring in another assist on the skink, if you really want. Get a 3 die on the skink if you wanted. Okay, good. You need to take that hit to protect the ball. Okay, and taking hits gets you removals. That's how it is. Yeah, I think the second half is very proficient. I have not really seen a problem with your play in the second half. Like, I would have done different things, not as a what you did was wrong, but as a I value slightly different actions in my turns. But overall, I think your hits have been fine. 3 die on the Saurus was really nice, especially as it being the killer piece. If you're up a Mighty Blow versus no Mighty Blow, would have been very good for you. Well, the last turn, you took a 3 die on the killer, and I think that's great. I would have valued hitting the skink with Mighty Blow on 3 dice, though. But that's not because you were wrong. You were still taking a very valuable hit on 3 dice against a very important piece. But I would have valued removing the agility in the snow where I had the movement where I have less movement, where you're valuing the strength and the killing power. Both of those are good to be concerned about and think about, and we just have a different preference on which piece we would have hit. Does that make sense? And also, you're doing very good at using your Mighty Blow every turn for the blitz that you can. And it's getting rewarded. And another source out. Because, like, you found the opportunity to remove the killer, whereas I was looking at this is a high-value hit because it's likely to remove. Okay. Going for the uphill. Oh, wait, that's a 3-die uphill, and it worked? What? That was a mistake. This blitz should have been from here. So the 3-die uphill is, like, very risky. Yeah. I do think, but I just kind of appreciate removing, like, one more skink. I think if you can get lizards down to 2 skinks, you're in a good spot. Because I think 3 skinks opens up too many possibilities for me. But I also just kind of like, Mighty Blow plus Niggle is very good removal odds. Don't hate the reroll. Got a Mighty Blow hit on a skink, an annoying skink. I would say I'd still be trying to save the movement of your dirty player. Because if you knock this down, you can foul this. This is a good thing to foul. And this looks fine over here. Oh, that was a whoopsies though. You did give up the strength hit there. Never mind, skinks remove themselves. And with so few lizards left, this should just be as simple as pick it up and walk it in. Take your chain hits and stuff like that. I probably still would have fouled anything that was an actual threat. In this situation, I don't think the sidestep diving tackle was a threat, but I would not foul the loner skink, the loner saurus, or any of this. You have such a strength advantage. I don't see the need to foul in this situation. Like, if the loner skink gets over and threatens the ball, I'd foul that at the end of the turn. But more out of a dirty player fouls are really good than a actual need. Like, it's kind of irrelevant whether you fouled or not. It's kind of the point this game is at. But if it was a little closer, like now, this skink, I would foul this if it doesn't die. I would foul this. Just because it's shown that it's a nuisance. But don't have to. And now I would just stand my players around my opponent and punch anything that stands. Yeah, but that seems about all that's happening in that one. So let's go on to the next game. And I'm gonna hide the scores again. Yeah, no problem. It's fun to watch. Is this the right one? Your whale. Okay. So here's another one against Girthquake. Another Chaos versus Lizards. It's just Chaos versus Lizards Day. Honestly, Outcast, I prefer movement up ball carriers over the Agi for a mutation access team. But it also is kind of like, you can go either way. Yeah, let's take stock real quick of what we have. What inducements do we got? I can't see inducements unless we're on pause. We've got a dirty player block piece. Don't hate that. Got another. We got some claw. We got some mighty blow. No real tackle. Really good ball carrier. Against basically the same team that we saw last time with 2 Blodgesaurus. No bench. Not seeing inducements for either way. Yeah, and leveling the warriors can be pretty rough. That's just the nature of chaos, especially if they refuse to get MVPs. But if you can get a touchdown on one, that'll really help you. And honestly, getting a pass on Scarbrand is probably a necessity in this game for your development, because you really want to get those warriors on block, make them way more consistent. I think getting the agi, regardless of if you make it a ball carrier or a sacker, is really good. Yeah, I think that... It's me! That's me! Oh. Yeah, I think taking a... But I think that Elliot was trying to get SPP on Warriors, so it makes a little more sense. I'm not really... It's really whatever works on the line of scrimmage against lizards. Like, meh. Because the point of the goat was to get a hit on the Saurus, right? And hitting Blood with no block, no tackle. I think kind of just taking the hits and pushing away is fine. Do need to be a little careful with your claw piece. You don't want to getting hit and removed. Because if you lose your claw piece turn 1 against lizards, it's going to be a rough game. Especially because skinks can be hard to get to as chaos just because of your movement speed. Okay. You're going after this piece here, right? Okay, good, good. I like that. Yep. Taking hits with your claw piece. Gets rewarded. Oh, and you're developing blocks here. That's really good. Yeah. Good job, good job. Oh, yeah, and you got rewarded for it. Oh, that must have felt great. We do see a power appo. It's very dangerous as lizards, especially on turn 2 against a claw piece. But yeah, you got rewarded for... You developed 2 extra blocks by hitting it this way. That's very good to see. You've got the ball down here. And you've got a 2-source lead now. You can either keep hitting sources, or hitting skinks is great, especially... no appo. There's no real bad targets now. Whatever's in range to get mighty blowed. I would blitz sources with claw, especially like maybe take on this source because it's still naked. That's fine. But if you're gonna go for this hit though, make it a 3-die. Make it a 3-die. Because to get a 3-die with a Beastman on a skink, you need 1 assist. Plop 1 assist in, bring it in. Yeah. Running away from the diving tackle's good. Running away from diving tackle's good. Is your ball going to be protected up here? Where's your ball going? Whoa, why are you throwing? I don't like that. I don't like that. So, yeah, this is a scary thing to do. Yeah, and you can save the ball. Let me show you what you do. Bring this beastman up to here where he is, right? Bring this piece down here to protect. Take this hit with a reroll. Bring back this piece to here to protect here. So you end up something like this, right? Ball here. Defender here. Defender here. Defender here. And then you take this 4+ dodge if you need it. And worst case scenario right now is like you get marked by a dirty player skink. Or not a dirty player. A diving tackle skink. But it's really hard to get a blitz on you. Like, there's a red dice available, but not really anything else. Yeah, and, like, you've moved... Instead of, like, moving all these defenders up to mark the skink, just keep them back to defend the ball. Because, like, let's see. This player could have come down here and been part of a wide cage. That sort of thing. And this other player that we haven't... Because we've included, like, the guard piece. Guard piece can even just be, like, right here. This could be over here and protect the ball. Yeah, two GFIs, handoff would have been better. Or just, like, no handoff, but GFI into a cage. Yeah, I liked what you were doing up until the pass. Because a 3+3+ pass is way more risky than a 2-die with a reroll to secure a cage. Because 2-die with a reroll is a 1 in 81. The pass is like 3+3+ with a reroll. That's just worse than a 1 in 81, I'm pretty sure. I didn't even see the lizard turn. What happened? I liked moving this. I liked moving this. Oh, that was more unfortunate, but I think that they should have taken the push. I don't think you're fishing for a POW here. I don't think you need a POW here. Yeah, that was pretty greedy. Like, I would reroll a skull, but I wouldn't reroll the push. Because that gives up the surf and several other things. Like, if you're going for a play here, I think the play is dodge with the sidestep to go pick up the ball and hand it off, sort of thing. That was an error. I don't think I would have picked up yet. Why are you... Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing, my friend? Okay, I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Let me show you why. Let me show you why. So right here. Yeah, I get you're putting pressure, but I think you're actually just you're gonna force yourself to score early, is what happens there, right? Because you've just removed 2 skinks. No, a skink. One is on the ground. One you got a 3-die on, and it came to here. So let's think about what we can do. Not a fan of that one. Let's get my light blue. Go pick up the ball. Put him right there. Well, not right there, because there's a skink next to you. So don't put him right there. Ignore me. There's gonna be a skink there after the sidestep. So let's go to the sidestep hit. Boom. Doesn't break armor. Follow, don't follow, doesn't matter. Boom. Okay. Now let's see. So we, boom, pick up the ball. Come here. We can just kind of hang out here. Use your claw piece to hit this Saurus. You could even make it a 3-die if you wanted by bringing in another assist. Secure up the back, and you have a cage that's pretty close to scoring range. Right? So, boom. That's a 2-die with Claw. You hit a piece that doesn't have defensive skills, then you sure up this defense. You've got a cage right here, and the important thing about this cage, so let's make this a little easier to see. We've got a cage here, and this is fine. With the ball inside, where are the lizards at? We've got one here that we're going to deal with on a blitz. We've got a couple more here. We've got several back here. How are they going to stop you from scoring? The lizards are all tied up. They can't really get in front of you. They can pick up some skinks, but the prospects aren't good. It's going to take them at least 2 turns to really get in front of you, and by then, within 2 turns, you're just going to have a cage up here, or kill more pieces or anything like that. Whereas, if you bring the ball, you do your handoff, or let's say you fail this handoff, that could be drastic, but you come up here with the ball, these skinks can reach you before your own team. And they can bring these lizards back to shield you off and force you to score. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 1 reroll and banking on a handoff. I think that's the real tragedy. Glava, I'm going to trust your math there in that paragraph. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Emotions, fatigue, that sort of thing definitely impacts play, which is completely valid. No, I feel it. I've been having similar issues in my own game, so it's definitely a thing that happens. No worries. Okay, and you did do a good job at tying up all these other lizards, so there is that. Going after the guard piece, yeah. Well, I think it was a 1-9 with... Well, a better handoff would be one that doesn't need the reroll. It's kind of my thing. With 4 turns left in the drive, sort of thing. Bazik, I will do my best to have a bad day. Just for you, I'm gonna wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm gonna have, like, no milk with my cereal. My coffee's gonna be too strong. Everything like that. Don't worry. Yeah, you see here, you got a bunch of skinks crowding the ball, and this is going to be annoying to deal with now. And furthermore, the blitz should have been a 3-die of some sort. I think it should have been with Mighty Blow piece. Because this diving tackle piece you were really concerned about, it's now really able to get to the ball, whereas over here, if you kept it in the cage, it would have been fine. And I don't like that reroll. Do not like that reroll. You still got a lot to deal with. Like, your ball's exposed, skinks are able to crowd it and get a 1-die, maybe even a 2-die. And it's your first reroll on turn 5. It was your last one, yeah. And here, they did get the 2-die. So, this really did expose you a lot. Now, you could have argued for a handoff like that if it was for a level. If it was for a level, I would think it's a lot more safe. Once you got crowded by the skink, though, I think you should have just gone for the touchdown. Because now this is going to be really annoying, because they're going to do what lizards do best, which is get a bullshit touchdown and make you sad. Yeah, and I don't... It's not that I think that the 3+ handoff is bad, it's just I don't think that the failure state was safe at all. And sometimes you had to take a play without a safe failure state, you just need it to work. But that wasn't a situation where that was the case. You could have just held the ball on the movement up and still been A-okay. And it actually did you a disservice, because you gave the ball to your killer, and now you're not using your killer to take blitzes. And it's making it really awkward, because you're not getting your armor breaks, you're not using the killer, and it's making me sad. Okay, and this does free up a Saurus. I don't like that Croxagore hit as the starting move. If there was another thing to do, but it's like something that does end up happening, I'm pretty sure. Just because it frees up the Blodgesaurus. Oh yeah, never give your players intimidating names, they will always be the first one out. Pro tip. Also, fun fact, I've killed players named after me like 3 times, I think. Because, I know when I played against Doug, he had a player named after me, and I absolutely wrecked myself on the last turn of the game. That was fun. Yeah, I saw. I'm the guard piece, right? Yeah. I love it. Yeah, exactly, Kawagiri. Happens. I think I would have just dodged off here and gone for the score. But it's kind of a bad place to be overall. No, it's okay, Eliath. I actually named one of my players on my team when I first made it after my wife's uncle. And the very first game of Blood Bowl I played against another player, he died turn 1 to a rock. Which was morbidly funny because that same day, her uncle passed away. So it was like a very hard day, but like at the same time, you can't help but giggle at the like coincidence, you know? Yeah, this was also 2 years ago, but it's also, you know, a lot of people grieve differently, and where, in my family, the best way to deal with grief is with humor. So, you know, there was the time that, you know, my dad tried to pass the hearse. That was fun. It goes this low. But we can beat him. But no, it was, she found it very funny. But it was like a 2-hour difference between events. But it also wasn't like a surprise. He had a failing liver. He was a massive alcoholic. And he was on antibiotics. And didn't stop drinking. Did we have a spare? Yeah, we had the dirty player. Against no spare. I don't like putting the Warriors on the line of scrimmage, but they are the ones without skills. You can go either way here. It's really about what do you care about getting hurt, and every dirty player is nickeled, every single one of them. Yeah, like, this is probably fine. But I doubt the Lizard's gonna foul. If the Lizard's foul, that's actually fine for you. Because I don't think Lizards like to foul very much. Like, especially when they don't have a bench, they're already down 2 players, but you never know. If you decide, hey, I really need the high variance to work in my favor, and you go for a foul, I don't think that's a bad play. As long as you realize that it has the chance to backfire, but that's what you felt like you needed to do, I think that's fine. Because, like, I really think that, especially when you're already on the back foot, the right play often looks stupid. Does that make sense? That could just be me. Because, like, when things are going fine, you just take the standard action. When things are going to shit, you need the variance. Oh, yes, facing the Warriors, I have to prevent a 1-turn. That's a good point. Yeah. You should foul the Claw Mighty Blow as the Lizards if you're going to foul at all. I agree. The Mighty Blow you may foul, but the Claw piece definitely. If it gets exposed. Like, because going 1-for-1 against a Claw Mighty Blow piece, that's fine. That's a massive value swing. And it's not that Lizards don't foul, it's that they don't foul lineman to lineman. But I would trade a sidestep skink for a claw piece. I don't hate the cups here. I don't hate chevrons. Deep kick is good. Make sure you're taking multiple hits with your claw piece, though. Definitely hit the naked sources, I think. And probably foul the blodgers. Or foul a skink. Yeah, exactly. I think Lizards are one of the harder matchups for Chaos. Just because of the amount of strength 4. And Chaos kind of bully other 4x4 teams by horns messing up that balance. But against Lizards, you just gotta really isolate and hope for a couple armor breaks, couple removals. But even just armor breaks help tilt that balance back in your favor. Probably hitting to Vita V. Okay. Go up and harass the skinks just a little bit. That's fine. We are, in fact, hitting them. Good. Hoping for a removal. Armor break is A-okay. Armor breaks give you time. And go and harass the ball. I like that. I would be careful and try to keep a player back as a sweeper right in the middle line. Because from the middle, you can reach either side on a blitz with some GFIs. On movement 6. And I think movement 7 reaches either side from the middle with no GFIs. Yeah, this is a lot of pressure on the Lizards. They're going to come here and form a cage. That's all the Lizards want to do. And against this, I'm probably just looking for some 3 dies on one of these skinks. But I could see hitting a source, but no, I'd pull back this claw piece. 3 die a skink with the mighty blow over here. Not huge on basing this. I'm assuming you're blitzing it though. Yeah, and if you're gonna go after a blodge piece, I'd rather just go after a skink. And that just gets punched. Do get a POW though. Developing 4 dice is good. What is that? 8+ armor, not huge on that foul. I like to aim for 7+ at a minimum. 8+ is fine if you're going for variance. I don't think you need the variance though. I would have just marked him with 1 player and called it a day. And also, you're going a little far back behind the cage. Not huge on that, because... One second. Wait for this dice roll to go. Probably... It could have been just for a certain game, or one of the piece. I think this also was a... This is a minors team now. I think that it was picking up in the college season, but I'm not entirely certain. But as I was saying, I'd rather have these players back here to cover some of these gaps. Because you just want to create tackle zones against stunty players. Because right now, the skinks kind of can just all run through the line. So if they really wanted to, they could go blitz someone down and then take one dodge, and have a sideline cage like that. So these skinks are pretty capable of running through. Yeah, so here, the lizards can like come all the way down to where you can't really threaten the ball carrier. And that is what they do. So if you had somebody here, if you had these 2 players back, you could have covered this and they wouldn't have been able to break through yet. Because I'm assuming you don't really have a way of dealing with this now. Yeah. Because these 2 players weren't actually partaking in defense. And if they were back, even if they did go through you, you would be able to reach the ball carrier. It's kind of the thought. But if you can force them to score, it's all fine. So, definitely get pressure on the ball, but also you need to be careful of another common agility tactic of just running to the other side of the field. So you definitely want to bring, like this player, bring them straight back to where they can cover this other side. So have them be able to cover up to here. And this player will be able to cover the rest, like up to here. Because right now, if nothing gets brought over, this skink is just gonna bolt to the other side and be unreachable. And Kawagiri, that is all correct, except the joke answer is, I'm sorry, my double movement bust niggled dirty player would like to argue. Longevity, yes. I do have a double move bust niggled dirty player, and it's just like the life of a dirty player. Dirty player and kickers have very short lifespans. Not necessarily because they're just really good value to hit, because they don't have defensive skills, and then, like, you know, they've got some useful stuff on them, so people hit them. Yeah, I do think Earthquake should be trying to wrap around on this side. I don't think you completely covered it. You covered it pretty well with Slug Tongue, actually. Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just making the joke answer. I knew what you meant. I think I would have preferred just dodging off and going over middle of nowhere, or even just down here. I think the hit's fine too. What's a 2-die on the killer? This should have been a hit on the ball. Should have been a GFI's to hit ball. Because you just don't want to give the skink the chance to do silly nonsense. Oh, and here I think you've made a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're able to reach here at the moment. So if the skink can get over here, it's safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not able to currently. So you are actually reaching its maximum range, unless there's a chain push. Which there is. Oh. Yeah, but one thing that was missed right here. And yes, that is true. But if this skink got chain pushed, you were no longer in range. Because right now, there was this hit. Skink sidesteps here or here, and then now has +1 on you. So skink could have gone chain push into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and been out of range. I think Girthquake just missed the play, even though I thought that's what Girthquake was going for. But that is indeed the mantra of always be at least the movement difference towards where they're wanting to go. But yeah, if Girthquake pushed to right here, this player was gone. I think it should have still came over here anyways, to be honest. Unless Girthquake's going for the win. If Girthquake's going for the win, then definitely score this turn. If going for the draw, though, I think you go to the other side. Oh, yeah. Sidestep on a chain push is massive. If you chain push yourself, you get to use sidestep. It's great. It's why you see it on a lot of one-turn pieces. Yep. The only time you cannot choose whether or not to sidestep is when you're being surfed. Or like, you can't choose to be surfed, I believe. I actually won a game off that because there was a Wood Elf with sidestep holding the ball up in the corner. Oop, I thought I was paused. But I was trying to win a game as Chaos versus Wood Elves, and I had a player just in range of blitzing the ball right here. There was a Wood Elf with sidestep up in the corner, wanting to be surfed on a hit, right? So that the ball would scatter, that sort of thing. And so what happened was, I took my blitz, bang, cannot choose to be surfed, has to sidestep. Sidesteps to the right. I catch the ball and walk it in, and I won the game. My opponent was very upset because they didn't get to choose to not sidestep. And I'm not sure if that's a Blood Bowl limitation or if that's just like even the old rule set in tabletop. But you cannot choose to be surfed. The only way you can be surfed as a side piece is to have all the squares blocked. Which also is very fun to do. Or grab, like Lava said. Grab exists. Nobody cares about grab. Good. Grab deserves to be sad. Pause for a second? Yeah, what are we looking at? Setup, like at the beginning of the drive? Let me take a peek at the. So you're taking hits, double mighty blow on the same side. If you're concerned about whether it's right, I think the best way to go about it is just have the killer right here, because that also protects them against a blitz, and gives you most of the movement to take your hit. But it's probably fine. It's probably inconsequential. If you need to go to the other side, you'll use this mighty blow. But I think it's probably fine. I didn't see an immediate issue with it. The only real issue with it could occur from kickoff events, which you don't have control over. Because I think dedicating more power to one side is good when you're trying to score quickly. So my answer is a tentative no real problem with it. And if there is a problem, it's minor enough that experienced coaches aren't calling you out on it. No big deal. Like, there probably could be some slight improvement. But I don't think it's a, like, inherently bad thing either way. I also don't think it's an inherently good thing. I just think it's a thing that exists in board state. Earthquake going for the win. Love to see it. Going after the skink. Oh, I just got a big whiff of somebody cooking outside. Somebody's grilling. Smells amazing. But yes, choosing not to use sidestep for a chain push can... Basically, the person with sidestep gets to choose the best circumstance for them. Good removal. Might be a little late, though. Who's gonna deal with the skink? How are we gonna deal with the skink? Okay, marking it, that's fine. Oh, yeah. Like, the only reason I would ever mock someone is because their name is Glob. No. The only reason I would mock someone is from complete jest and only with the chatters I'm familiar with. No, Glava, I'm excited to see this one. What do you mean? I only pick on you for claiming that things are stunty. And that even that's, like, mostly a jest. Like, I disagree with you on Underworld, but you also build your Underworld like they're stunties, and that's fine. You do. What, however, is fun for you. Have you tried keeping your blitzers alive? Oh, that's unfortunate. There's nothing you could do there. You failed the 10%. Maybe have player that's a little easier to hand off to. This honestly, this could have been a loss right here. Wasn't though. But you do have to deal with this. So bring this back, make a 3-die. Bring this back, make a 3-die. That was your mistake. You had to make that a 3-die. I didn't need to do that because of this turn 16. And that was the play you had to take. But yeah, the only real thing you could have done different there is made that a 3-die and hope you got a bow. Because like that was a blodge piece. You don't have tackle, you don't have wrestle. Not much you can do there. Oh, the last turn? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And with that, Rebel logo. Glava, where do we want to hop into a chat? Because this one's gonna be yours. Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Yeah, take your second all.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me. Can chat hear you? Talk for me for a second.
I'm talking. Could you just stream for me, please, so that I can see stuff like in real time?
Yeah. I'll get there in a second.
Like,
I think I had to turn you up even more.
oh, three Tumbis. Yeah, one was I think dead at some point. So the other.
Can we hear Glava okay, everybody? There we go. Uh-oh. My Discord is doing weird stuff now.
What's happening? How can I make this look better? Okay. Okay.
Let me see real quick.
Could you just turn it over to my side? Because this is confusing me.
Oh yeah. Well, I was getting there. I'm making sure the stream stuff was working.
Okay.
So we've got Wizard for Elite. 5 rerolls from kickoff event, I'm assuming?
Nope, I have a leader.
Oh, you have a leader? You run 5?
What? I run 4 plus leader because
Yeah, that's wild.
I just got a fresh vamp and I want to have a bit of insurance. And honestly,
I get you.
I find that with vamps, I really like to start off very strong and like burn rerolls early to get like the best possible state. I like to like if I can be like 2-0 up or something in the first half and then try to like hobble with what's left of my team. I think that vampires really benefit from like being very aggressive with rerolls early. Like that's something that usually doesn't happen like with other teams. But I think that vampires don't really play like most other teams, so you have to like break a lot of rules to play vampires.
Alright, I'm gonna have to turn you up again.
And also that's why I think that some of the stuff that you'll see in this game is probably not what you should advise like rookies to play like, because there was some like insanity here.
Alright, how's that Kawagiri? It's probably better.
Can I make myself louder maybe?
No, I just did. I did it in OBS.
Okay.
No worries.
Oh, and the weather dome, that's...
Also, I really love this Move 8 Agi 5 vamp.
Yeah, that
beautiful.
guy, he's just like a cheat. Honestly, like, I think I would have had like probably 5 or 6 less points this season if he didn't exist.
Oh yeah, I agree. The main awkward part with him is like, I really like my Agi 5 Vamps to like go and be the Hypnogazer to allow the rest of the play, but he's just so fast that you just end up dodging with him. Then who's gonna Hypnogaze?
Yep. I have a Pro Empire for that now, and Pro is just like maybe 5% worse at hypnogazing than an Agility 5, so
Oh,
that's what I tend to
Pro
use.
is so good on Vamps. There's so many things that you're just willing to Pro.
Okay. Amazing turn.
Bloodlust, Hypnogaze, dodges that you've already used to reroll.
Yeah, yeah. I'm already 2 players down. That's what
That's
I'm
just the
like.
nature of going against 5 Mighty Blows vampires. I think
I,
Mighty
I,
Blow
I,
is the scariest ability to go against as vampires.
yeah, but fortunately for me, there is no tackle on this team. That's
Yes.
like the only thing that's keeping me in it.
Honestly, the thing that scares me more than Mighty Blow is players that are willing to foul thralls.
Yeah,
Pro tip,
yeah.
if you're
I
willing to
agree.
foul thralls, you will make vampires sad. Because then, then if you force the vampire player to save rerolls for Bloodlust, they're in a horrible spot.
Okay. I'm just trying to get like stuck in there because if I knock this guy away, the Tomb
Exactly
Guardian
how I
now
would do.
needs like needs more assists to like get itself free. And as the vamps, you have like strength 4 blodgers, and you can use them to waste so many activations. Like they need
Oh
like
yeah.
probably 3 strength 3 guys to deal with your blodgers, and then when they do that, they will probably open up something for you to exploit with Hypnogaze. So I like being very aggressive early on with vampires in
Oh
the
yeah,
game.
I agree. Early aggression's great.
I mid
Unfortunately,
click
I play
here.
Vamps in clan, so I'm not able to really get to 5 Vamps.
Yeah, that can be hard with the budget.
It looks very
But
fun though.
vampires are like a very intensive team on rerolls. And here is where
They're
Edge
also
finds it.
expensive and they have very few upsides, but like your vampires is a lot of fun.
Ooh, vampires are very good at high elo, I think. At high TV.
I think
Uh,
they're much better at high TV, but they're hard to get past mid TV.
uh, yes, yes. Okay, so I got here like this to threaten. Now I'm forcing like a cube from the
Yep.
Emery right now.
I really like forcing the cage because if you force a cage as vampires, that's like your bread and butter is breaking into cages anyways.
Yep, and like you see how the stuck this Tomb Guardian is now. That's on the strength 5. It's kind of like really obnoxious. And even it's still 1 in 9. It's still not like amazing for them.
But yeah, like even here, I'm just like looking at how am I gonna hypnogaze something to try and muck it up.
Yep, but also
Like
you
right
need
now, it looks like they're gonna go for a standard cage, and over on the left side, you can probably get a hypno, get a way in.
yes, but you also need to be like careful that you actually have a way to retrieve the ball and do that.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
not against Camry, because Camry is a bit like if you get the ball on the ground, Camry does kind of fall apart by itself. But
I
okay,
think I
so
would have preferred to hit with the thrall there actually.
I needed a troll in the back of the cage to ensure myself from the bloodlust. I didn't want to use a reroll on the
Oh,
bloodlust
are you
here.
going back here to get the dive?
Yep, yep. Not yet. I'm not diving this turn. Because there's 2 players, like I can't hypnogaze all of this, and I can't get from the front. So I'm just preparing it for the next turn right now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. It was go time in the front.
And I didn't feel like I had the movement for that right now. So I'm just getting stuck in there, like, I'm getting a strength 4 on their ball.
That's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
getting a strength 4 on their ball, and they have to react to this. And, like, so much is based on their team right now.
Why not hypnogaze the player you weren't blitzing?
I thought I was going to be the blitz for the first, and then I realized.
Well, fair, fair. Okay, I was making sure there was not a big brain that I was missing.
No. That's about it. So now I'm just forcing like a lot of. They had to do a lot of stuff here. To keep themselves safe, and then next turn I can like start really doing at it.
I think they should be hitting this leader with the Palmer.
You know what's a good
Oh
thing
wait,
about lead?
there's the vamp that they got to worry about, so that's actually not the play.
Yeah, that
Can
too. But
Setback
also,
take that hit? Are they able to free that up with Setback?
Static is strength 4, so yes. But
So it had
they
3 assists and could have negated 1. Maybe? No, I don't know.
and like they just barely dealt with all that I did here, and their turn is basically over. So
Yeah, they're down 2 rerolls already? Or 1
yeah,
reroll?
and the thing about reroll, and also why I aggressively like reroll with this team, is that once you use your reroll, first reroll on the half, this guy can now just leave the pitch. He doesn't. Don't need him for the rerolls anymore.
That's fair, that's fair. Just getting the other thrower. I like hypnogazing the person they're trying to free up, because then it means they can't activate them at all.
Yep.
Because, like, and they're
Okay.
also not an assist. So, like, if gazing like killers is not nearly as good as hypnogazing like the guard pieces they want to use with the killers.
Yes. 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 Like at this point, the camera are kind of screwed, honestly.
Oh yeah, that was really rough for them.
I guess.
I mainly think that they kind of dealt with the situation wrong, and got unlucky. Both those things.
Yeah, and also like a thing about vampires that not many people have experience playing against vampires, and they can really take like people by surprise because you don't like it's like them and Kislev. You just don't think you're in trouble, but you are.
Well, I think in the same vein, vampires are like Kislev has, and they always have a play on the ball. It's just how many dice do they have to roll to get there.
Yeah, that's also true. Okay, and now they have to like get through my blodgers to like do anything here, and that's like really rough because there's just like a wall here.
But no, I think vampires are the epitome of don't don't cage unless you're forced to, because like if you cage just standard cage against vampires, you're in such a rough spot because they can hypno and get in on the ball, hit 2 dice. You need to both cage and screen off, but you'd much rather just like double screen.
Yeah, I think actually like the biggest thing when playing against Kislev vampires is not making sure they don't have a hit on the ball, but making sure that they can't really retrieve the ball after they hit. I think that usually dissuades them.
Was there a reason you weren't pulling someone up to save from bloodlust?
I had the reroll still, so I'm taking just
Well,
the one
yeah,
in
but
30.
if you won in 36, that like you're gonna have to bring the ball way forward. I'd like to have gotten this move done first.
I could have done that, but if I bloodlusted here, then I also didn't really get much, and I would need to dodge or like do a bad hypno, so it's a bit of a like risk reward thing.
Yeah, especially as vampires, it's hard to avoid rolling like 1 in 36s to move your players.
Yeah. You just sometimes have to like trust in the dice,
Oh yeah,
especially if you're playing some of these teams.
and I agree with Kawagiri here. Even a double screen can be broke into, especially with an Agi 5 vamp, because you can Hypnogaze 1, then Agility 5 dodges in for a blitz. So it's just, you just need to make it so unworth rolling the dice for the vampires, and even then they still might do it.
Yeah, I mean sometimes like some crackhead vampire will just like roll dice and win. You can't really do much about it. But in general, you just want to make their plays not appealing. To not feel like they are great.
Khemri are actually having a really rough time against your vamps. It's like they don't have the speed. Their strength advantage is mostly countered.
Yep, yeah, definitely. In some ways,
They also have low armor overall, save for the Tomb Guardians.
Yep, even though I'm not the kind of player that really goes for removals with vampires, I play for tempo much more than for like material.
Oh yeah, I mean you still take the Mighty Blow hit where you can.
Yeah, but even then, like even I don't prioritize it. I really prioritize positioning in front of other things.
You know The thing about making vamps roll as many dice as possible, though, is sometimes those dice work, and then you're just sad. Getting vamped feels worse than getting elfed. But that's because people really overestimate how impactful Bloodlust is on the game. Because, like, they remember the one time they played vamps, like, a year and a half ago, where the vamp rolled 5 Bloodlust by turn 2 and lost 4 players? But, like, most games, Bloodlust, like, gets a couple players down every 4 turns. And, like, usually not many players are moved by Bloodlust.
And another reason why I felt like I didn't need to reroll that one Bloodlust is also because I could just, even if I failed the Bloodlust, I could just like walk over fucking far away, and the camera would still have to go back and pick up the ball and score like in 8 turns.
Yeah,
so.
that's very fair. So I'm assuming if you were against some sort of elf, you would have actually moved someone back in case of Bloodlust.
I think I would have still trusted it, but this is just like one more point in favor.
Yeah.
I just
the reroll really makes it not that bad to just trust it.
Yeah, I know that some players just like they always take the safest possible, but I really like weigh the risk and reward.
Well, I was thinking of it more as you ended up moving that player back anyways. I would have just changed the order.
Possibly. Yeah, that makes sense.
Not like I wouldn't have done the movement without a player back, but you ended up moving that player back there anyways. So I would have just rather have done that.
That makes sense, definitely. Okay.
And it's not even saying that you wouldn't have acknowledged that was probably the wrong order. It's even the more experienced players get lazy with turn ordering every now and again on safe plays.
Or I might have just forgotten. I might have just forgotten, or I didn't see something, because I think I remember looking at it actually, and I didn't do it. I think there was a reason. I don't remember what it is. It might not have been a great reason, though.
Force vampires take 3 pluses to be useful. Glares at Agi 5. And honestly, the thing is, though, the best way to make vamps annoyed is not force rerolls on the vampires. Force the thralls to reroll to be useful. Force a 3+ thrall dodge. Force a thrall hit. I don't think there's anything I hate more than having to reroll a thrall action.
Okay, and
how many thralls are you running? You're down 3.
I'm running. Yeah, I'm like down 1 on the pitch.
You have more vampires than thralls on the pitch, I think.
It's pretty close.
No. It's 1 extra thrall.
So here I just like tie up some of their players because I have a bit of a plan going here. Okay, Bloodlust here. Oh yeah, there's the like if you can bite stun trolls, that's like
biting stun thralls is great. It doesn't actually add to them if they don't get removed. And other times, like, that happens.
Yeah, at least it, like, still saves you, like, 1 action for the turn, I guess.
But also, if it was, like, turn 7 against the camera here, I might have not even let the vampire feast.
You will see some of that in this game.
Because, like, definitely towards the end of the first drive, I stopped biting.
Yeah, and I'm
especially, like, against a slow team, I've already got a touchdown, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but you will see some of that. And I'm already 4 trolls down, so I really want to like make this count right now.
I completely agree, Kawagiri. You know, really, I'm agreeing more and more with Kawagiri here that going against vamps is a vibe check. It's hard to explain specifics because it really just depends on the vamp team.
Yeah, like, and vamps tend to be like really unique teams because you can do so much different stuff with vampires.
Yeah, because like going against a 3 vampire team is way different than going against a 5 vampire team. And any stats up really change it. Because vampires, they have general skills and then doubles because you never take passing skills on vampires.
Yeah.
Glares intensely at Glava, right, Glava? You don't have anything to tell me? You aren't making a passer, are you?
If I get a double, like, this guy's getting, like, Edge 5's getting... I passed a lot, like, in this season. I gotta say.
That's fair. With 5 vampires, I think you can afford 1 being a passer. With 4, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, this guy is either getting leap if he gets like a normals or pass if he gets doubles.
Because, like,
Or
let's say on 5 vampires, you roll a double for a skill, you can pick up a passing skill, and then go into strong arm on a normal, and then go into, like, sure hands? A stat up? Maybe block? Dodge? And then, like, ideally your thrower just, like, moves once or twice and then doesn't need to move again except to move forward and throw the ball while standing next to a thrall.
yeah, and also I do have a passing skill on this team.
On the leader.
I'm not sure that counts though.
You know, honestly, though, I really want to get enough levels on a Thrall that they can carry the ball most of the game.
That's interesting.
Because, like, if I can get sure hands on a Thrall and then block and just have them hold it and then hand off to a Vampire, instead of having 2 people move every time you need to move the ball, you can just trust the Thrall. Because I've definitely seen some Vampire teams that have a Thrall carrier. Haha, funny. And they go with that.
Oh, that's a person who carries trolls.
Yes. But, you know, you Thrall ball it, and it just saves you Bloodlust every time you need to move the ball. They're the same speed as the Vampires, the only thing is they're missing a little bit of that agi. But I really value not having the Bloodlust, and, like, all your Vampires get to make progress down the pitch or deal with the enemy players rather than the ball being stuck on someone.
I would feel like that, but I have a movement 8 agi up vampire.
Oh,
And
yeah,
honestly,
but...
like just like this guy can just pull scores out of his ass.
Yeah, but
That's
let's...
like
Here's my counterpoint, right? Here's my counterpoint. What if you could play your Vampire more like a pro elf catcher, right? Instead of carrying the ball up here, you're... You can't see in Discord, but I'm drawing on the screen.
okay.
But, you have, like, your thrower back here, and then you have your super vamp up here in scoring range. And now they have to both deal with your scoring vamp and your ball carrier. And, you know, you can either give it to the scoring vamp or just walk it in. But with that, you also have to be careful not to overexpose your super vamp sort of thing.
Yeah, usually what I do is like I have my super vamp in the back, and then I have like 2 vamps on the left, 2 vamps on the right, and this guy can just get the ball to wherever you want. So they have to like respect everybody.
Yeah, Kawagiri agrees with me. Good head on your shoulders. Because, like, what? Thralls are basically what?
They're hobgoblins.
They're almost beastmen, save for
Like,
AV.
The trolls are
Lack of
like
horns
literally
and the
hobgoblins.
axis. You know, they're really missing a lot of things that make beastmen good.
They are literally hobgoblins.
Yeah, they're hobgoblins. And hobgoblins aren't bad. Because they're also cheap.
The problem with trolls is that you just can't afford to lose them, and you are probably going to lose them.
I think that if they had AV8, they might be too strong.
I'm not like I can see a world where that is true, but I also don't mind vamp domination.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I clenched here, like I was not feeling well when I saw that.
At the very least with vampires, even if the Apo fails, it's still, you got the 50-50 that they're fine. So, like, instead of being a 1 in 36 that they die, 6 into 6, it's like a 1 in 72?
Yep.
As a ball carrier, yeah. As a ball carrier, they're pretty great.
So I got really lucky this turn.
Absolutely. Vamping it up.
So now I'm feeling pretty confident, and like at this point I'm like not probably even going to try to score that much on my draw. I'm just going to like make it take a lot of time for the Camry to do anything.
Do you feel like you get opportunities to 3-die with your Strength 5 very often? Outside of Camry, like Camry's like an edge case because you're having to go against the Team Guardians.
Sometimes, but usually most of what I do with him is like you don't need to 3-die as much with vampires because like he can just get blocked. but usually like I want him to like just maybe knock over one guy. I don't even care if it's an armor breaker or whatever, and then like base up one or two other guys because vamps are really like good at abusing action economy. So I just use him to like make space for my other guys.
Yeah, and I know I have a Strength 5 with Blodge Guard Sidestep now. And I have a Sidestep Guard Blodge piece. And they just go together like peanut butter and jelly. Like, they are so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. You really want to use like some of your blodgers and high strength vampires to just like open space for your other guys. Please let this be an hyper aggressive Camry into a vamp hunt.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty funny. You just take the ball and chuck it 13 tiles down the field.
Well, that would be pretty funny. And also just to remember, the Camry have a wizard here.
You know, this is just making me jealous that in clans I go against dwarves 5 weeks out of 9.
Yeah, I think that Camry are like a pretty good matchup for vampires.
Also, did you see that dwarves were bumped up their price? So maybe we don't have 90% of clans with dwarves on them this season?
Yeah, I think we talked already about like why the dwarves are so popular in clans. It's just that they
there's a
basically...
lot of chat in the clan leader chat.
Yeah, I think like the thing with dwarves and chores is that most clans just like have one team that kind of instantly loses to dwarves or chores, and
Yep.
it makes like drafting so much like easier.
It makes it a major chore. Because like nobody cares who goes against humans. The humans are always like, I could go against the humans. Nobody cares about. I mean, people care about like the claw teams, but not nearly as much as the dwarf teams, because the tackle spam is just so much more impactful than 1 or 2 claw pieces.
And that's also like why I kinda like having Underworlder as your boss, because against dwarves, like they'll probably win, but Underworld might just like pop off and end your dwarf team.
Yeah.
And also like having 2 heads on your goblins makes them so much more reliable to like just dodge out.
I also think anybody that can get a wizard against dwarves isn't actually as bad off as it seems. Because a wizard can really mess up dwarves, even just like a delaying fireball. Like, I think a fireball costs dwarves like 2 turns on average at least. And that can actually lose them the score, give it to you, something like that.
Okay, 5 fails. And the Camry are really like going for it. I think they're just going for at least a tie here.
Yeah. You gotta be really aggressive to get it at this point, especially 2 down Khemri.
This is where my like bloodlust
started rolling them in.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to reroll this one.
I like this too. You're just getting some position up the field. Were you planning on holding it on the Agi 5, or are you trying to give it to the Strength 5 here? Because I can kind of agree with both.
I can't remember what I did exactly yet. I need to... Okay, this is the turn. I'm basing up their Trora. I'm based up this Trora. Is this the turn? This might be the turn.
Okay. This is the vampire pun! Kawagiri called it.
So, basically, what I want to do here is, like, just go back and pick up the ball and try to score. That will take you, like, 4 turns. And also, I don't want to carry on the Movement 8, Agi 5, because they have a wizard. I don't want to get bolted. So, if the ball is not in my hands, that's great for me.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it so much.
So again,
you
like,
did a Skaven. I may not have the ball, but I'm faster than you.
Like, again, like, that's why I'm not... I want to, like, just recommend to the rookies watching this. This is like a do not try this at home kind of play. So, this is like...
you're 2-0 up. You just need to delay their score. You don't need to stop them from scoring. You don't need to stop them from turning you over. You don't need to score again. If you score again, though, it's just a done deal. But, like, you just need to buy turns, because they don't even really have a passing game. Well, they have a passing game. They don't have a catching game.
Yeah, that's always like the thing with Camry. You can like even try to chuck the ball, but somebody needs to be on the other side of it.
I see why you used the Appo earlier. The region's broken in this game.
Yep. Okay, so I'm again tagging anybody that can theoretically like retrieve this ball.
Yep. Because you're just trying to slow down the score.
Yep.
And honestly, like at the end of the turn, you go for the blitz with the movement 8, right?
I think I do.
Yeah, you do. I
Yeah.
like this play. I like that a lot.
This is the Skaven, yeah, just. Okay, so I don't want to scatter here. I don't care if I score or not. I just don't want the ball to get like any closer to the other side of the pitch.
Damn, well, if you're not streaming your own games, you need to tell me when you're gonna play them so I can stream these, because this is a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I think that vampires just like invite really chaotic games.
Also, feel free to tell me it's a probing question. Is there a reason you don't stream your own games? Is it hard to talk and think, or just find it stressful?
Of both. Like, I guess I started, I was like a bit insecure, but now I also just like kinda like to like concentrate on the game. I don't think
That's
I
fair.
can be as charming as I am like when I'm also playing.
That's fair.
Ooh, I didn't even remember that was a KO.
Just, you enjoy the casting of the other games more than commentating your own.
Yeah. Multitasking is not my thing.
Yeah, I
I
feel
like. I did like one game against Z. I think I like streamed myself playing, and I feel like I didn't cast well, and that I didn't play well. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't think I really play any better or worse whether I stream or not.
and
But that's
I'm
also
not,
because, like, I talk to myself anyways.
I'm not too sure if you saw the interception here.
I did see it. It was fantastic.
Okay, so I needed to bite here because I have a plan.
Oh, and that's just game there, probably. Because Bloodlust works, dodges work. Go for your SPP pass. Yeah. And 3-0 against Camry. Basically, you just, like, sit back and let them score in 4 turns while running away from them. Or you go for the 4-0. That's also fun.
Yep. Yeah, at this point, like I have like very few players, so I'm content just not having anything die.
Oh,
I have to
yeah.
choose.
Especially if you still had the Apple, I would be going for another touchdown.
I'm a bit sad that I have to like put my guard Russel on the line here, but
Yeah.
no chaos came back this turn, which is a bit rough. So here I just don't like. I don't care. I just don't want any fatalities, like, or at least any important fatalities, like for the rest of this game. This is a bit rough, but not like the end of the world.
And that's not what you want to see when you're ahead. Especially, like, against a bunch of body blow. Like, the worst. You ever been, like, double rioted to gain turns?
I don't think I have. I think like single riot was the most that I received.
I think the most I've ever seen was, like, 4 against Core Knight. He's playing Ogres. Ooh. And they were playing 2K Pro Elves. And I had to play 20 turns of Ogres versus 2K Pro Elves. It was miserable.
Miserable, yeah.
The first turn of the game was a pitch invasion, and 9 of my players went down, and 1 of his did.
Oh god, that sounds horrible.
It was awful.
It sounds like you just like it's not even like that. This makes them not score and then they score. It's more that like pitch invasion lets them stall you out forever if you like get a terrible pitch invasion.
He scored on me 8 times. It was awful.
I think that the most scores I considered in a game was 6. With this team, actually.
I believe that.
I played like I came out of Greenhorn, and then I saw what I had to play. It was 1600 Wood Elves with War Dancers that after 4 games had 7 levels between them, 2 of which were normals. Everything else was like a double or a stat.
That's wild.
That was like a miserable game. Like I lost the game, but I think I got like 24 SPP while losing the game.
It's awful. Then
Hey,
here, Kemri just fishing some SPP.
yep. I was just like here. I'm just gently stepping like away from this.
As you
Do,
should,
like
as you should.
do whatever you want, Camry man.
Wait. Big O game. Morcus scored 7, and it was a draw? Was it a Skaven versus Wood Elf shootout? That sounds like a natty shootout. And this is the point where you're moving your vampires hoping for a bloodlust.
Yes. No, I would have preferred to gotten it on like a better ramp, but I'm not going to be picky right now.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that completely. What else are pro elves or Skaven? Yeah. Sounds about right.
Okay, so now you're just like, please don't let anything die, and that's like all I want from this game, because like I was still a bit afraid because I don't have my apple.
And that's the touch. And that gives you more things to work with. That's not bad.
Yep.
You can just kind of hold the ball in the backfield and get passes or go for a score,
Yeah,
whatever you like.
I think like I had one vampire that was like a pass away from leveling, so that was like my priority for the rest of this game, and like to have nothing die.
Oh, yeah. Gene Simmons is definitely getting that level. What'd you take on him, by the way?
Both of my bludgers leveled this game. I think like one of them got one of them got tackle and one got pro because I realized I was a 1700 vamp team with 0 tackle, and that was really getting sad.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's because your stupid strength up vampire got Mighty Blow, and they've not
Yeah,
leveled yet.
he's getting like he was pretty pillow fisted for most of this season, but he
Oh,
started
yeah.
getting after 3.
And even Axl Rose is 2 touchdowns away from a level or 3 Cas. That's really good. And get another tackle piece there.
Yep. The thing is that
Or
Axl Rose,
Jugs. Or
I actually want like to get
Frenzy.
tackle and then diving tackle because he's my big guy. I
Frenzy.
get
No balls.
no. I like that diving tackle because I want him to like be my big guy that just forces turnovers. Like you dodge and then you fail that shit.
So you're thinking tackle into diving tackle? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And then like maybe stand firm for their legend level or something.
A bit of a shame you put Mighty Blow on him then.
Yeah, I wasn't considering like all of it back then.
Also, what if instead of stand firm you take sidestep?
That's also a possibility.
Because I think it's one of those interesting questions, right? Because stand firm and sidestep on a player that can have both at an equal TV value, like arguments for both. I think Jugs is a little more common than grab is kind of my argument, but sidestep's a little easier to manipulate, but it takes more players to do so.
It's interesting. I don't really have like I didn't think about that hard yet, so I will consider both.
Yeah, because that's like always my question. Like, and because like vamps are the only ones that really that question pops up so super often. Besides Amazon
Kiss,
Blitzers,
Kislev also like
Kislev, yep.
yes, yeah.
I think kids loves. If we're talking about the blitzers, I think sidestep is just vastly superior because sidestep jump up is terrifying. Watching
Yeah.
corny Jim play with a sidestep jump up frenzy piece, oh, it's disgusting.
I agree with that, and also like that problem with Kiss the Wall just kind of solves itself for me, because I just like my blitzers die before they get to level 3, so I don't care.
Yeah. But
I
also,
just
like
get
people forget about the sidestep pieces having jump up, so you just get a lot of like self-inflicted hits on ball.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, so just for the end of the game, I'm just like moving so that I protect myself a bit,
Yep,
not
I
being
agree
too
with that.
fast.
Yeah, that was really awesome aggression to see early on in the game.
Yeah, I think that vampires just need to do that, because you don't know how many players you're going to have on the pitch
I think
by
on
the end of the
I think
drive.
that's you demonstrated why they're so powerful on defense.
I swear to God, I think it's easier for me to score when I'm on defense than when I'm on offense.
Oh, that's because it is with especially with vamps.
Like, Vamp can just kind of leave you out of position and
Also,
like
have
leave you
you
to lose.
gotten the glory that is getting to play vamps with a wizard?
I think it did like 1 or 2 games. It's good. It's really good.
It is magical. It is fantastic.
Yeah,
It
it's
makes me
just
want to get a makes me want to get a wizard stadium.
yeah, like I was really consider I got the Elfgrass, but I was really considering it. But I just didn't want to give up a guaranteed mighty blow on my beautiful, beautiful
Well,
guy every
I think
game.
at a certain point you're basically giving up a wizard every game. And I don't know of many teams that use them as well as vampires. Maybe
Yeah,
Wood Elves, maybe Pro Elves.
yeah. No, I completely agree with you. It's just like for pixel hugging reasons,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But I was really like I was this close to getting the Wizard Stadium. I was like really, really close.
And which
Fortunately,
one
I
did
have
you end
like
up settling on?
the Elfgrass.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one
Yeah, I just like you want to
for your
like reduce attrition.
thralls
Yeah,
especially,
yeah, yeah. You want to reduce attrition any way you can, I think.
because you're usually not going to be ahead in attrition.
Yep, and I don't want to like cancel rocks and stuff like that, because I think that if you get rocked and you're playing against vampires, you can just like be really out of. I think that those chaotic events that like pitch invasions and riots and stuff like that favors vampires more than like it hurts them. So I don't want to like take something like a security gate.
Yeah, that
Y-
was really fun. Thanks for hopping on. I'm gonna end the stream here though.
Okay, have a good one.
Yep. You have a good one too. Let's see if there's anybody to raid. Raid Dizzy. But thank you all for tuning in. Be here again next week. Thanks for sending in games, chatting, all the good stuff. And y'all have a good one.